a George Carlin fan? And are you wondering why this is called the real top 10 George Carlin quotes? That will all be revealed. Cards, because I got to get this right. Number 10. Don't teach your children how to read. Teach them how to question what they read. Teach them how to question everything. Beautiful. It's a dangerous idea, right? People thinking for themselves. George Carlin was a very dangerous man, and I often wondered what corporations were thinking when they watched his stand-up, or what politicians were thinking. I often wonder why they didn't smoke. The reason Santa is so jolly is because he knows where all the bad girls live. And where do all these bad girls live, you ask? That's easy. Surrey, British Columbia. If you don't know where that is, that's in a suburb in Greater Vancouver area. You'll have to look that up later. And number 8, life isn't measured by how many breaths we take, it's by the moments that take our breath away. You know, I think George Carlin's wife might have written this one to soften up his jib a little bit. It's kind of trite, isn't it? Maybe it was old Georgie. Number 7, the reason I talk to myself is because I'm the only one whose answers I accept. Sad comment on mankind, right? Especially these days. It's like we're all living in our own little thought bubbles, you know? But you know what? Once in a while, it's really good to have our own thought bubbles popped and burst a little bit. Number 6, some see things as they are and ask why. Some dream of things that never were and ask why not. Some just have to go to work and don't have time for all that. Good one, George. So true. It takes a super soul to hold down a job and raise kids and still find the time to dream big. If you look at history, most of the high achievers sacrifice family time for the dreams. Just Google what Ernest Hemingway's son said about his famous dad. Number 5, we're all going to die, all of us. What a circus. That alone should make us love each other, but it doesn't. Classic cynicism by Georgie. Do you think he was a cynic? I think he was, like all of us when we get older, you know, bit of a cynic. But I think deep down inside he was an idealist, you know. But this was a great time, by the way. If you're still here, please like and subscribe if you have a moment. I'll be getting better at this stuff. Number 4, think off-center. Yep, Georgie thought way off-center. He was actually the real Curious George, if you ask me. Wasn't a monkey at all. If you don't know what I mean by that, just Google Curious George. Number 3, fighting for peace is like screwing for virginity. I like that one. I think he was poking fun at politicians who are always speaking in terms of we're fighting this, we're fighting that, or fighting, you know, they're always using the word fighting when they're bragging about their big accomplishments. And this is a good time to say the reason why you are in my car is because it's the only place I can get some peace and quiet. I'm like you, I'm busy, you know. Number 2, the caterpillar does all the work, but the butterfly gets all the publicity. A great analogy by good old Georgie on the class structures in most societies. The workers do the work, and the so-called leaders take all the credit and the money. I can feel that, being I was a mechanic for so many years. But anyway, the reason this video is called the real top 10 George Carlin quotes is because all the AI stuff going on right now. There's actually a sort of a stand-up deal that's on YouTube now. It's pretty popular. It's all developed using AI voices of George. And I don't think his daughter really liked it that much. If you want to really get into George's kind of persona and learn about him, I'm sure if you click this and you're still here, you love George's stuff as much as I do. I grew up with him as a kid, you know, in the 70s, listening to his records. Anyways, listen to his daughter. It's pretty fascinating. Just Google some interviews with her or YouTube some interviews with her. Okay, and number 1 is that every cynical person is a disappointed idealist.